And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends. It's time for HOAG Money. This is me, Senior Performance Coach here at Top Step. Been around the block a few times. Had some good times, had some bad times. Overall, it's been a lot of fun. This is the CFTC disclaimer. We are not suggesting the purchase or sale of anything today. This is in the spirit of education. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have for me today. It states that there is substantial risk, and we know this. These are leveraged products. We could lose more than we even have in our account. Risk capital is money that we can afford to lose, if you ask me. And again, there's no past performance that can be indicative of any future results. Again, this is for educational purposes only. No suggestion of purchase or sale of anything. The rules, kindness, and respect are expected above everything. There's always differences of opinions in markets. You can have a couple of people unable to talk if they choose to. We're all going to be involved in the decisions, and if you do have a trade choice, context of that choice is helpful. We're going to use the chat rooms to discuss trades. We'll poll you to vote for trades. Hopefully we'll have time to do that. I'm going to focus on the MES for opportunities. We're not going to trade just to trade. That's kind of a rule I bend a little bit here on HOAG Money, and hasn't worked out all that well for me. So we'll stick to trades that we want to take. We're not going to take losing trades. Of course, that's a joke. We know losses are part of trading, and feedback on HOAG Money is, of course, vital. So here's the platform, and we know where we're at here. We've got just to kind of go over the context here, struggled to rally yesterday. Overnight inventory put us back into value from yesterday, completing the value area special situation play, hitting some stops above that level, and now just kind of pulling back and kind of falling into range up here. I don't really have any great ideas for trades. I'm done for the day myself. But we're going to see if we can't find something for us to do here. If anybody would like to talk, let me know or raise your hand on the Zoom meeting. Of course, we can't have that on the YouTube side, but it's good to see you, Rooster, James, Jimmy, Slow Grind today. Yeah, JT, good afternoon. Anissa, Nastic, Jimmy Decker, and Teo. Hello in the YouTube meeting as well. We've got Pete, Will, Ben. Good to see you. Daniel, Kaylin. I think we need to be short quickly. Ben's looking for a short here quickly. Let's vote on that. Here's the poll on the Zoom side. We're looking for a short, yes or no. And on YouTube here, oops. All right, so we should be looking for a short according to Ben here. Ben, what kind of level are we looking for here? Anything above value? I'm just going to put an offer here at 83 just to put a seed in there. Right now, we're about even on the Zoom side, a little bit friendly towards the idea of a short on YouTube. See if we get a few more votes here. Rooster sees an end of the day ripper to 41.90. We have Delta positive here. 10,700 is correct. All right, we got Ben wants to chat. Thank you, Ben, for joining me. Always makes it more fun when we got somebody to talk to. Well, the logic behind the short is we put in a tail up here. It is above the balance and range, well, part of the range from yesterday. I mean, I know why I'm thinking short. Let's see what Ben says. Don't see him here yet. With Delta positive 10,000, do you think it's a good idea? Well, Delta is positive direction today. There's no incongruency. There's no divergence here. So with positive Delta of 10,000, it feels to me like our short time frame traders might be sitting here a little bit too long. Now, we had overnight inventory to the short side. That's been reconciled. We've come all the way through the value area special situation play. We had a blow-off top here where we ran a bunch of stops, didn't spend a lot of time there, not a lot of volume either. Seems to me that we may be a little bit too long. I would agree with a pop to the upside if we were holding short Delta. In other words, we would be we'd have a divergence. We'd be looking at a shorter time frame community that's probably short and going home flat at the end of the day. I don't know what's going to happen. These are just my thoughts.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It was just spinning and spinning. I thought I had to rejoin Zoom, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I thought it'd be easier to talk about why it's short than try to type it out. But you know, we're in a critical area. We're back into the volume value area. We're just under the value area high. L period was open, tick up and drive down. The previous period, K, was open, tick up 3 and drive down. We got quite a bit of excess in J period.
Yeah.
Now there is, that of course could turn into short covering, lickety split, but I think there's good risk reward in the micros. In fact, I'm switching to micros because I had a good morning and I've had a really hard time the last couple of days, and Monday and Tuesday I ended up giving it all back. So I'm kind of cautious. If anybody's having a hard time, it's hard right now, in my opinion. It's hard.
Yeah, I got long not too far off the low yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we were in Make HOAG Money. We had a long, we got stopped out. My personal account, when we traded down to that anomaly, I said, all right, now I think is a interesting spot. So I got a pretty decent trade location on a long down there. And I was looking for much more of a move to the upside yesterday with all that negative delta. But
Mm-hmm.
I ended up having an okay day. It was an all-day sucker, but it was exhausting, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So I've got an offer in here up at 83.
83?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just a seed up there. It's a kind of the value area high just above it.
The only thing is that's the K high on the ES.
Mm-hmm.
And what I don't like about that is that it's back out of value to the upside. And, if we're there, we may end up going higher. So I was thinking the K high and maybe just above as a stop area. And the micros, it's easy to risk a lot more. But, an L period may end up just being an inside bar, and M period may get another shot. I mean, it could go either way, in my opinion. But one of the other reasons is, so we had we stopped one time framing, back in H period. And we also took out, again, and possible resumption of one-time framing. We stopped one-time framing or any potential in K period. So that's off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we could just rotate in this K and L range until the end, and we get a settlement right in this area.
Well, that's of course what's going to happen, because it's going to be not a lot of big things going on, and we're in make HOAG money.
Yes. But we have to. But we're also, on that note, we're in make HOAG money, so we have to do something. Even though you say that.
Yeah. Right. Right. Well, I did wear my rally sweater today, so the opening range is the low of the session. We did one-time frame higher. I think we're a little bit expensive up here, especially the way it struggled up at this level yesterday.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. This is the same area it petered out yesterday.
Yep. So, I mean, we can try and get in a little bit cheaper here. I mean, we're right at the high of value here. We put our stop above K.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of it's still kind of iffy. I don't know. Maybe we should wait till the 15-minute bar and see where it is.
Yeah,
we might get
just 3 minutes.
Yeah, just maybe a little patience.
Well, we had 58% in the Zoom meeting are okay looking for a short, and 56% in the YouTube meeting, and that's 30 votes. That's pretty good. There's 43 currently on YouTube, so a lot of good votes there. Thanks for the votes, folks.
Mm-hmm. I want to share something, a visual of the volume for the contract.
Let's see.
Might be informative. Okay, let me pull this in here. Okay, so right here, once you see it, let me know.
Got it.
Oops, that's too much. We're right here at 82. So you can see these, it really drops off above that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason, because, and why this is important is these are balance areas, So right now we're looking above balance, and if we fail, it's going to go to the other side of balance typically. So that might be down to 79, which kind of what it's been doing, with potential to move back further. And also, all these, what I consider today is a short covering rally. There's a lot of new longs that are not getting paid anymore.
Right.
It's stalled out,
right.
So there's that. But I don't know. Again, we still have all this potential up here.
All that excess up there.
Yeah, so I don't know,
Well, we're in, so.
That's good. I'm glad we got 83, because this is sort of just to look above K period, but I don't know that I'd risk that much myself.
No.
I'm gonna go as well.
Let's see what we've got here as far as 7.5 is the high.
I'm gonna put my stop at, let's see, I'm in at 83.25, just right up here at 85.
We're going a little bit beyond that. We've got 88.5 for the stop. We'll see what happens.
Okay, and then so what do you think is a target? The open?
That would probably be some sort of an event, right?
Yeah.
As far as the,
well, at least for a little while. End period.
I could see a half back.
I'm going to give it one more. I'm going to go above the. Let's see here. No, that's all I'm going to give it. I'm going to treat it like the ES. Half back. Where's half back?
Half back is 73, 72, 75, 73.
Okay, while I've got this open, I think with the letters, it's a little more visible, but I want to point something out because these are things to look for. So yesterday I was talking about the crew cut trade type of thing. but you've got these firecrackers, what Dalton calls it, where there's likely stops above these highs in the overnight, So we got up here in E period, it didn't quite take J, but then when it did, we got a pop through there. F period, played a little game, but once it came back through, we had a poor high. Look how it just like went through, and then this was sort of almost like a stepping stone to the rest of the day. So that's I always split out the overnight. I kind of look at the structure, and that helps. I look back on the tick chart here on this. We had this leveling off again, the crew cut type of thing, but it only happened on like one tick bar on each one of these, and then when you look at it like this, it looks like it might be like that crew cut type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you split it out, it's over several hours, and then it just kind of touched. Now, I really should have done my due diligence and gone back and looked at numbers bars and see if the buyers here were getting stuffed, like where it's just like, it's heavy on the buy side but going nowhere every time.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it did, but that would be another thing because you can see that was a critical level. Once we got above that held, because I was talking about how right here, everybody short from here is underwater.
Right.
And now they're on the flip side. So, all right, I'll turn my screen back over.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. All right, so we're taking out the stops above K period here.
Okay, I'm move my stop one tick up because there's a notch in the volume at 85.75.
Right here.
Don't you love it when you ever have a trade come against you and how you can get, well, it happens to me all the time. I get this is my target by one tick and then reverses hard,
Yeah. Yeah.
Less frequently, but nevertheless, it does it sometimes on my stops. And
that's why I use the 10% rule.
yeah.
If we get 10% to a profit target, I can take it and call it a full target.
Thanks to you, I'm getting better at that. I don't know what it is. I think it's a mentality, just an exactness, or I don't know.
Well, I don't know. There's things I like about the late session of Make HOAG Money, and things that it gives me something to do. Get to hang out with all of you guys.
I like the later ones more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not because like Rick and other people are not participating. I mean, I enjoy Matt and Rick and Fred and everybody that comes in, but I don't know. I think by now, well, of course, now we have structure. We have things to talk about.
Yep.
Lots of dynamics to consider. I think it just makes for a lot more informed discussion that might be more educational than trying to get in the open when things are still, cards are still being dealt.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got a pretty early long this morning. Got out bottom of value from yesterday. Got back in above value from yesterday. Rode the value area special situation to where we are now. And that's all I did as far as S&Ps today in my personal account. And now I think we got a pretty good shot at this one. But if I'm done trading my personal account usually by 2:00, unless I'm in a position that I'm holding on to, towards the close. But I find rarely do I have an execution this late. I don't know if it's because usually I'm a little tired by this time of the day. I'm not sure what it is, but
Well, I didn't like the low early on, and we also couldn't we couldn't close the gap, and so I was shorting it, and there certainly was a lot of selling pressure.
mm-hmm.
I just got chopped up, for a while, and I dug a hole, And I climbed out of it when I got my head on straight finally, but it took a while, you know?
Well, finally, you know, we had an opening range trade that remains the low of the day. We don't get those when we're doing make HOAG money early, but it was the fact that we looked above, we came back into the opening range. We couldn't take out the low of the opening range that got me into a long and got me out here. And then we just kept coming up into the value area from yesterday. And I said, you know, this is just kind of buoyant here. It doesn't seem to want to reject it. So it took almost no heat. I timed it just right, which rarely do I do that. And then I just took it up to value high, and that was it.
I don't remember exactly how it played out. I kind of front run it a bit because we'd already gone into there, and then we got rejected out of the value area low. And again, I'm talking volume value area low, right?
Sure.
Make a little difference. So that's at 70, and I got in at 69.5, and was able to take it up. But you know, I got through the stair step and took one off that I was pointing out in the structure there around 75.5 or something. But then I took the other one off at 75 because it was, you know, tooling around there for a while. And I thought, you know what, I'm tired at this point. And I just quit. So I kind of got half of that value area.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Do I consider settlement price as valid at trade location for an execution? I do, especially in a situation like this. If I were to put the settlement price on this chart right here, and settlement was 41.80, 41.80. That's going to be right there. Okay, so there's settlement. Where did this is it, that fib that was on there the other day. Sorry, I left it on there, but it looks a little complicated here, and I apologize. So there's settlement. The market opened 5 o'clock last night there. Didn't quite get to settlement, but all these overnight shorts, when there's an overnight inventory adjustment, if the market opens close to settlement that night, the market will probably return back to it if there's an adjustment. If it doesn't get all the way back there, that's useful information, right? And anything that doesn't happen can be equal as what does. You mean even yesterday, settlement was right about here, right on this high. Let me just do this. So this was approximately settlement yesterday. Overnight longs, within the first hour, took it all the way back to settlement. So that's a good target. Occasionally, it can be a good entry level too. Occasionally. We just got.
Oh, by the way, we did reach 2 points on this, so I'm absolved. I'm still in it, and I'm gonna ride it out. But I don't know if we're gonna get half back, and I may get stopped out, but I'm gonna try to ride it. And, but the 2 points is like, okay, that was a good trade.
Yep, you are absolved.
Yep.
Anything that happens now is my fault, I guess.
It's the room.
Well,
I don't know.
We should.
I don't want to put it all on you because I know it.
I can't take the pressure.
I'm just saying that's normally like, man, if you can get 2 points in the ES and when it's grindy and choppy, you know, that's good. Do it again. Just, you know, reverse and get it the other way. It adds up. Our average range right now is less than 1 point. That's on well, I guess I should look at a minute chart. That's on a tick chart.
Jeez. We're just doing nothing. Hardly moving. So we have Kukis is saying regional banks are up over 4% today. Any ES shorts based on on banking crisis might have to cover into the close. I thought the banking crisis was over.
I don't know. Somebody said I need a new picture and a makeover.
Oh, on your
I gotta look
Zoom
and see what my picture is.
Zoom
Shoot.
thing.
Yeah, where is he? Oh, that's probably my best picture.
I think you look fine. You're a handsome man.
That's with 3 filters and several years.
You're a handsome man.
Several years younger, maybe. I don't know. Thank you.
Tesla's ripping today, even with all those price drops. We do have Tesla earnings after the close today, right? Yeah, yep. Tesla, IBM.
Market internals are still slightly negative. That's in our favor.
Hello, Timothy.
Except Delta's been positive and they've been getting paid.
Yeah, throughout the entire day. I mean, and it's getting more and more positive here. It's up 12,000 now. 12,700.
They may be getting capped.
Yeah, they may be. Let's see here. L period alone has 2,000 positive delta.
You mind if I share something? I just saw something I could, don't mind sharing.
Go ahead.
That's something I find insightful. Let's see here.
We've got your handsome picture up there again now.
All righty. Okay. So this is my infamous 10-minute TPO chart. And you can read these. I'm going to make it bigger. Look to this bar, not the one that's active. This prior 10-minute bar. So right at 83 quarter.
Uh-huh.
Notice that there's a volume point of control here, but there's 2 prices. We're on the bid and the ask. Everybody knows diagonally, like the market orders are hitting the bid and in the dome, and the ask, the lifting the offer, they're hitting the
Yeah, it's like looks like a
when they're going long, they're hitting the market to go long, and they're lifting the offer here at the next price up diagonally.
Looks like a growler order.
What you're going to see is spend some time here. There's 1,556 contracts here, and there's less here. So they're more aggressive to the upside, but they're getting eaten up by limits.
Yeah, they're unable to continue.
And then it's dropped from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where there were a lot of limits, and it held it, and you can watch that throughout the day and kind of study it. It's not a rule, but it's a guideline. Kind of just informs what may be going on.
Right. Yeah, and you can see this same thing on TS Trader. I can show you. That's a 5-minute or 10-minute.
That's 10-minute.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm trying to
I got
find
it.
the thing to give it back to you.
I got it.
Okay.
So what he's looking at is also on TS Trader. It's right here. It is bid ask volume. So if we change this to, let's go 5 minutes. And we'll take a look at that same area. So where was it? 83?
Yeah, 83.
So
83
here it
quarter.
is on the 5-minute chart. So we got 810 on the offer at 83 quarter, 706, 500 on the bid.
Yeah, so right. So the it's a greater number on the upside, and it works the reverse order as well.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find them kind of building a position there or something, and people finally get tired of selling into it or buying into it, and then they start to unfold. And I think the larger players take advantage of that, and it's kind of how they move
it's a good place to find ice orders too, because let's say this was an ice order up here, you would have tons of positive delta here, but the market wouldn't be able to move through it. So you just have offers continuing to come in, continuing to come in, continuing to come in as buyers keep trying to take those out.
We got a new TPO, hopefully, so far open, drive down, but that could change. Pete Pearson, I'm using Sierra chart.
Well, we'll see if the offers are still there, huh? Will, it's chart type. So you go to chart type, bid ask volume. Well, here we are. We did move point of control higher here. Not liking that idea. Kind of the same as footprint. I was kind of bummed because I don't know if you guys know how to do it, but if we wanted to like split the profile into 10-minute TPOs or 15-minute TPOs, I don't see a place to do it. It looks to me like it's all 30-minute, only 30-minute TPOs. There may be an add-on or something that we can get to add that, but I haven't taken the time to look.
I've never seen anybody else do it. I kind of came up with it because, well, I'm going to give you another thing that hit me like a ton of bricks one day. It's sort of simple, but it can really be powerful when you're looking at the profile. It's easy if you're a profile trader to, not use other charts or to look at them in a certain way, but the open and close of the TPO, you got to look at that as shadows and wicks and like a candle body,
right? Right.
And sometimes you have to conscientiously think about it, and all of a sudden, like see something you hadn't seen before,
And we can see those on here, but they're just really vague.
Yeah, a cheat sheet would be just to have like I have a real simple bar chart I can flip between time frames if I want to look at that. But that's one reason I think I started using the 10-minute TPO. But then I started, I added a volume profile to it. Then I added the numbers, the bid ask on it. Then I added some different things, and I started seeing some things happening. Because I've shown you, like in trend days, how to kind of get on board at the half back of each 10-minute bar. Like this occurs again and again, And I don't know, just I don't make a profile out of it. Like I don't merge them together or anything.
Right, they're just letters and.
Yeah, it's just letters. Sort of, I know
what time
you're. It also helps me mark time.
Yep. That's why I like the colors.
Yep. Yeah, I never understood the colors, but when you were explaining it the other day, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so here's so if you split it, you can see, the day started here. So you get the kind of colors to see, well, we started down here, we were here, and then here, and then here, and now we're short. What the hell are we thinking?
Dalton says, Ed Wasak says, Dalton says 15-minute TPO is a bad idea. Well, Dalton don't surf.
he's the godfather, and it's all what speaks to you,
Right, yeah. he's of the mindset that, like, anything less than certain time frame is just noise,
Right.
Like, I doubt he looks at anything less than a 30-minute bar.
Dalton don't surf.
You get the reference, right?
Apocalypse Now reference.
Yeah.
Charlie don't surf.
Dalton gave me so much, but I rag on him now for different reasons. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. Well, he's the Godfather, but he can be kind of cantankerous.
Well, I brought this up before, and I'm not discounting him at all. If you invest in his courses and you spend the time with them, it's going to benefit you.
100%.
But I took some intensives and things several years back, and I remember when I found out. Now, this may have changed because somebody says, no, he trades futures. He said he didn't. He only traded options. He didn't trade like naked futures like we do, like just putting on a trade for a few points or 3 points. No, he traded like short-term futures and, options.
Yeah.
And he even, one intensive, he finally actually made a little mini course on that. And it's probably a good idea, but I just, options are complicated and it can be, and I just never got into it. I wanted to master what I'm doing,
For sure.
But I remember, I think it kind of, it didn't sit good with me, I kind of soured a little bit.
Well, I'm most of the options positions I've ever had were hedges against futures or vice versa. But I watched friends of mine that, they were always paying premium and losing it to decay. Mm-hmm. Man, if we close up here today, I'm going to make them a ton of money. Well, it never did. And then you get the people that are collecting premium, writing options, and your risk on that is so immense. And you can go 3 years collecting premium and make a lot of money doing that, but it's the one time you get stuck where you lose 3 years worth of money.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen.
I'm just going to say I'm either going to get out at 77.5 or 77. Even here is probably not a bad place. If we can get inside the overnight, could even add on, but I'm kind of worn out today, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, he does do a few videos a few times a week. I like his email. He emails out what to look at this week. I always look at that. Yeah, I've never taken an intensive. I had dinner with the man once. We had a wonderful conversation. He's a gentleman through and through.
Yep.
I've read the book so many times, both of his books so many times, and several others about the profiles. And if I'm going to do an intensive, I'm going to have to do it soon because I know he's going to retire soon. Matter of fact, I thought he almost retired a couple of years ago, and then,
that just reminds me. That's why. That's probably the main reason I kind of get a little snarky about it. So he's like every intensive was going to be his last intensive.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, no, it's not. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
And shut up. It was a gimmick. He's going to retire. And maybe he was serious, but he just kept coming out of retirement,
Yeah. The Who did that a lot. I think the first last tour I saw the Who was 1982.
Oh, wow. I love the Who. In fact, I've been getting into Pete Townsend a lot lately. Have you seen Field of Vision?
Yes.
What about Live Markets?
No.
Okay.
No. So you're a Who fan?
Oh, yeah.
Good man. Love the Who. The one show that the Who did that I missed and I'm so upset was when they did Quadrophenia beginning to end. A couple of guys in the pit went and I couldn't go, and they said it was just unbelievable.
Mm.
Can anybody? I gotta check on YouTube. Do you remember the movie Quadrophenia?
Yeah. Doesn't it have Sting in it?
I think he was actually in it. Yeah.
He played what were they called? Mod?
Mod.
Mod.
Yeah.
On a scooter, on a Vespa. Yeah, live markets seminar. See if I can hook you up with that.
MOCs are buy side. Let me see here. Oh, man. Quadrophenia, full movie. You can watch it on YouTube.
I'm going to pull my stop in. I'm going to add one here. Average in.
Are you?
Yeah.
Look at the big guts on. Look at you.
Well, may not be smart, but
I haven't seen that movie since I was in probably high school. Holy moly. But my son's a huge Who fan. I taught him right. He was probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years old on the way back from football practice one time, and he says, Dad, what's the best album, like, ever? Is it Led Zeppelin 4 or Quadrophenia? I said, son, you've made me very proud.
what about Who's Next? That's a great one.
Oh, great albums.
You know that. Thanks for bringing that up because I gotta rip the stems of some Who songs. I've been enjoying that. It's been really helpful. So, some stuff comes out kind of muddy, but it's like I did some Moody Blues over lunch.
Oh my
And I was
God!
disappointed. The vocals come out perfect. The drums come out. Well, John Bonham's drums came out perfect, but Graham Edge's, I don't know. They didn't. They're completely different. But
Moody Blues, dude, you would have loved the tapes in my GTO.
I'm gonna take one off at 78.
So you added?
Yeah, I added. I forgot what price. Maybe 80 quarter or something.
Nice.
No.
Edward QQQ on the weekly is still a big, fat doji. What about the S&Ps here? Hang on.
Can't stay inside that overnight.
Here's the weekly S&P doji. And I just froze the platform.
Okay, one off.
Nice job.
Thank you. $22.55.
Nice.
That's 4 rotisserie chickens at Costco. I try to think in practical terms.
You gotta wait till you hear the bell ring. And when you're in Costco and you hear a bell ring,
Really?
that means that the rotisserie chickens are ready and they're fresh.
Oh, not in ours.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So about 50-50, when I get there, there aren't any, but there's usually a whole oven coming off, so I continue shopping. I swing back around and get in position, and I start watching them as they put the tops on them, because I like the big dark ones, They're not all equal.
And
All right, I'm out.
And you say, I want that one.
Yeah. $35.10.
Nice job.
That'd be 351 in the ES. Thank you. Even though this worked out, I think the smartest thing I did today was switch to micro, because my pattern lately has been to do really well, work really hard all morning, and in the afternoon,
And give it away.
give it back, and then some sometimes.
Do a little.
Yeah. Now I'm not. Now it doesn't take much to make real bad decisions.
There. I just 10%ed us. We're out.
Awesome.
Oh, winner. So you did a Red Hot Chili Peppers some days.
What's that?
Give it away.
Give it away. Give it away. Yeah.
All right.
So again, I don't know. I just want to point out, I came in and I was thinking to get short, and we talked about reasons why.
Uh-huh.
I think the people who don't use profile might be really changed by that if they think about it, because that was a real nice trade if they're doing like an ES or something.
Yeah.
But it works in all markets. You had that excess, you had it balancing, you had some key levels that it was around, you had some places to trade against,
That's
to note the
where
wrong.
was it up against yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's
Yeah. You pointed out that swing high yesterday. I didn't even see that. That was.
And look at this. I mean, this is a substantial day time frame trade. How many bars did we just take out? 1, 2, 3, almost 4 up bars we just took out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a fib on it and see what we're at.
Are you gonna lie?
I'm gonna tell a fib. Yeah, Fred said I was fibbing earlier.
Just kidding.
50%.
Half?
The low right now is exactly half, which is it. I always find that, I'm usually looking for a 618 or something, or a 382, depending on if I'm looking for a 4
You mean an actual fib level?
Yeah, an actual fib level.
Right.
So like, whoever the smart money is who's been long since the open, they just took half their profits. They kept half,
Right. So Amanda, John, you were thinking we could turn around here because Delta was congruent with direction, and short time frame will probably have to get flat. Correct. 100%. Not just that. I mean, when we took out this high and we had a big rush, there was a whole bunch of stops there. We took out all the shorts that were short above that, or short just below that. And we whacked them. Now that took us into the excess from yesterday. We came back up to that excess. We had trouble here. And now we've seen, the market pull back to the half back, which was the kind of the goal. We got out a little bit early, but that's all right. But with the delta as high as it was, as congruent as it was with direction, that was kind of what I was looking for. Getting a little bit too long up here, having to get out before the close. Yesterday, if you look at yesterday, we had delta congruency on the way down, but we held delta at that level while price continued to try and push higher. So that was saying to me, there may be some longer term buyers in this market just kind of pushing up bids, keeping delta low, getting traders too short. Well, we did kind of pop at the end of the day, but nowhere near of the magnitude I was looking for. So that told me, if we don't bring in a whole bunch of new open interest yesterday, or like this morning, meaning to yesterday's trade, then this effort to the upside was feeble, and it was. I mean, we had 3,000 increase in open interest, which is, for all intents and purposes, kind of inert. So, I wore my rally sweater today, so we did get our rally, but the outcome wasn't all that great. We did keep value even. It's outside. It's a bigger range. What did we do today as far as open interest is concerned? If we have a big increase in open interest, congruent with delta, shorter time frame buyers, they're gonna get stuck up here unless somebody comes in, some other time frame traders decide they're gonna keep this thing moving higher, and we'll have to see what happens. But do we see that happening? I mean, I didn't change anything here. 206. That's approximately weekly kickoff high. Here's last week's high right there. So by and large, we do have an upside hint or color to this, but this is an area of balance. This is setting up as another area of balance. I can't believe we're going to have another day with very small candle body and long shadows on each side. There's no confidence in either direction in this market. No confidence. So yesterday, overnight inventory long, we sell it. Today, overnight inventory short, we come back. This market is extremely, like I said, not confident. Jason. Oh shit. Thanks, Vince. It still got my stop in. Thank you, Vince. Jason's asking about crude. We'll take a quick look and call this a session. Oh. That is a week high. Weekly kickoff low is, where is it? 83. Right here. This was before the close. This was before the open. We opened, we rallied, poor high. Okay, my thoughts. This looks like a short covering P-shaped profile, right, Ben?
Yes.
So if it is indeed a short covering P-shaped profile, we should lose open interest. If we lose open interest near the weekly kickoff low without acceptance, the auction is tiring towards that level. I'll look for the week high tomorrow not to hold, but we have to hold and not accept below 1983. The year I started at the Merc. Sounds like history. Ancient history. My goodness. All right. Well, Ben, thank you again for joining me today. Oh, I had somebody else popping in. Vince, you wanted you were probably putting your hand up about my stop. Thank you about that. I probably would have left that sucker in.
Hey, I watched your email. I'm going to send you something later.
Okay, cool. I'll look forward to it. All right, guys, trade well. See you on the reflection here in about 10 minutes, and then tomorrow's the early session, so we'll see what we got going on. We've broken our losing streak. We're good, and we'll see what we can come up with tomorrow.
Thank you.
Trade well, everyone.